Hello, welcome. My name is Stef, and if you're new to this channel, short introduction about myself. Um, I do personal healing with people, I teach meditation, I give seminars on self-development, coaching, individual coaching. Um, I work a lot with energy. Mastering energy is one of the things that really speaks to me, that I work on a lot. And in this video today, I would like to talk about something that I was discussing with a client this week. So when I do energy healing with people, one of the techniques that I use is something which is called the emotion code, where with the help of magnets, I'm releasing trauma and stuck energy from people's bodies. I don't want to go too much into the emotion code here. By the way, I use that as a basis. I've made that my own. I changed some things, I've added some things to that, but it's the basic principle. And the whole idea of that kind of healing is that we store everything that happens in our life, we store in our body. We are like a walking computer, recording everything that's happening. And we're recording visuals, the sound, smell, but also the emotional experience that we have. All that is stored. Now, luckily, the human is a fantastically clever mechanism, so all these memories sink down in our subconscious. Can you imagine if you consciously could remember everything that happened in your life? It would be completely overwhelming. So things that are sort of irrelevant, they sink to the bottom and you sort of forget about them after a while. And you can see that events with a high emotional intensity, those are the things that you remember. So if you think of 10 years ago, your mundane day-to-day experiences, you won't remember so much. But the highlights and the lowlights of what happened in your life 10 years ago, you will still remember that. And you can tap into that. So positive memories are positive. Negative memories sometimes can be so strong that it's like a trauma which is stuck in your body. There's another mechanism at play here where sometimes when things happen early on in life, when things are really bad, you have a traumatic experience, sometimes the body actually pushes it down so much that you can't even remember that something has happened. So think about, and I've seen this many times, when a person has been sexually abused early on as a little child, often they don't even remember this at all. They are totally unaware that something ever happened. And then later on in life, at some point, this trauma comes to the surface and a memory can come back. Again, don't want to talk about that today. But there is this mechanism where we store all these emotions. And I was teaching a person actually how to work with this system, how you can release those emotions, get them out of your system. When I say system, for me the system is the combination of the physical body. You've got your aura, you've got your various energetic layers, your DNA, all that I call the system, to make it simple. So I was teaching this person how she can work on herself and release these emotions. And then the question came up, well, but if you're releasing all these memories, all this emotional charge from these memories, isn't it boring? Because isn't the emotional experience what gives flavor to this human life, to this human experience? So would you actually want to get rid of these emotions? And I thought it was a very good question. And the answer is, yes, you do want to get rid of them. And to explain that a little bit, I'm going to want to explain the following. As you can see, I'm doing this completely non-scripted, So sorry. um, the fact is that our whole experience is shaped by our state of mind. What I mean by that is that one day you can wake up, you can go to the beach, it can be a nice sunny weather, and you're walking there and you're really taking it all in. You're like, wow, it's a beautiful day, the beach is lovely, the sun is shining, and you're really happy, you're in the moment. Right? Beautiful experience. You can walk on that same beach on another day when there's lots of stuff going on in your mind. You're worried about things, maybe you are afraid that you might lose your job or what will happen with in the future, and your state of mind is completely different. So now you're walking on the beach, and rather than having a beautiful experience, all you experience is worry and you don't even see the beauty. So literally the state of your mind dictates how your experience of the moment is. You can meet somebody walking on the street and either you are full of fear that somebody might do something to you, then that is a scary thing, or you might walk there and the world is a friendly place and hey, it is an opportunity to meet somebody new. And you would maybe start a discussion with them. So again, same situation, completely different response, different experience based on your state of mind, right? So it's the same with this. If literally all the emotions that we are storing in the body, and I'm mainly talking here about the body, yes, it's in the aura as well, but its emotions are physically stored in the body. They shape the energy that you're literally carrying around. So if you've experienced a lot of pain, a lot of fear in your life, you're literally walking around with all that pain and fear stored in your body, and your frequency is lower. And it's gonna impact your state of mind when that is been your experience. So the more you can actually empty yourself of these emotions, and it's not that when you do this and you work on yourself and you release these traumas, you release these emotions, it doesn't have to be a trauma, it can be just a negative experience. When you release that emotional charge and you heal that experience, it's not that memory isn't there, you can still remember it, only because the emotional charge gets really neutralized. What happens is it sort of sinks to the bottom of your subconscious, and now it doesn't come back to your attention because it doesn't need to, because now that emotional charge has gone from high to low, and there's no need for your system to bring that back into your memory. So it's not like you're having to go over and over remembering all this horrible stuff that happened. It's just been dealt with, and actually that memory sort of seems to fade. It's still there, you can still access it, but it doesn't come up to the surface anymore. Now, the more you can let go of all these emotions, the more free you become, the more open you become. And actually, rather than your life becoming dull, it means that you will be more open to experience each moment as it is. So going back to that example of walking on a beach, you can now walk on that beach open, empty, and you can just take this beauty in. And what you'll start finding is that you start to see more and more beauty in your life. And suppose that you've cleared all the emotions, all the negative things in your life, it doesn't mean that your life becomes flat. You will still experience emotions. It's not like you become a robot, but you are now completely open. There's no need for barriers anymore. There's no need for a defense mechanism. Your system opens up and you take everything in even more. You can now fully experience each moment, see really the beauty of everyday life more than before. So actually the quality of your life increases. Only what happens is, and I'm speaking from my own experience, when I get lifted in that state, actually your emotions get enhanced because there is so much beauty, and it's like, wow. When I listen to music, it can be so beautiful, I'm crying, because I'm that open. There's no barrier. I'm just tears are just running down my face from, wow, this is so beautiful. Or if something sad happens, then you can really feel that. But the difference is you just let it go. You can express that emotion. It doesn't ping any triggers from past experiences in your life that get triggered by something. It's just a clean sheet. You become a clean sheet again. And that's the magic of this process. So quite literally, when I started doing this for myself, when I started working on myself, using this method, and I started working with magnets, healing these emotions, removing that charge from my body, I could literally feel with each session that I was getting lighter. I felt lighter and I felt more free. I could feel my system opening. And then how I work is I went like, wow, this is amazing. So I started writing a whole list of everything that happened in my life, because I immediately went like, well, I want to be clean. That was actually how I felt it at the time. I want to be clean. I don't want to be carrying stuff from the past. I want my energy to be clean of this. I don't want to have any triggers that if somebody just pushes a certain button, then bam, Stef responds in a certain way, not because of what's happening in that moment, but based on what happened in the past. So I literally wrote down everything that I could remember in my life that has a high emotional charge. And of course, once you start, then your system, your subconscious will go like, okay, you want to remember? Here we go. So all these memories start coming up. And I'm just writing down list and list and list. And quite systematically, I started working through them. So every other day I would do a session, take out the emotional charge, I would feel lighter. I would give my body a day to rebalance. And then the next day I would do another session. And it's surprising that in a space of 3 months' time, I've worked through whole my history, everything that happened in my life. This was a few years ago. I'm now 52 almost. So I was, end 40s. There's enough material. I've had a good life, but there was enough material to work through. But it took only 3 months to clean everything. And that has been such a fantastic turnaround for me. Actually, quite shortly afterwards, because I opened up so much, I started getting my first awakening or mini enlightenment experience. Because literally, when you become so open, the bliss can come in. And then now I'm drifting into a whole different subject. I wrote a book about my enlightenment experience that happened in 2015. It's called Emptiness and Bliss. So there you go. Very simply put, the more empty you become, the more bliss can come in. And that's a way of looking at enlightenment that not many teachers talk about. So I wrote that in a book. I'll put a link down in the description of the video. It's out on Amazon. So summarizing, yes, we store all the emotions. The more you can let go of all this charge in your body, the more empty you become, the more you can be in the moment, the more you can open for all the beauty. You will still feel emotions. It's not like you're becoming a robot. Life becomes more beautiful. You are more free to respond in the moment, really be in the moment. And what you will find is that your mind goes more quiet, because there's not all this stuff from the past that wants to bubble up. These memories calm down, your mind calms down, there's more silence, there's more peace, there's more beauty. So it's amazing. So I can really highly recommend it. And there's various methods. So the one that I find works best for me, and I've tried various things, is the emotion code. I do work with people individually. So if you want help with somebody to work with you on trauma, you can contact me. I can work online. But there's all kinds of other tools. There's EFT, the healing code, you name it. There's a whole host of methods. Find something that works for you. yeah, emotion code, I can highly recommend it. If you feel you want to work with me, then contact me via my website, stefkling.com. There's a contact form, send me an email or a message and you can contact me. Or via my Facebook page, you can find me on Facebook, Stef Kling. Thanks for watching, I hope this was useful. Sending you lots of love. Bye.